Hey traders, thanks for hopping in here today. We got a really good one for you. I think you're going to learn a lot. This is about an hour long, but it's filled with substance, a lot of great content. I think it's really going to benefit you. I'm joined today by Puran Trades. He's not only a great friend, but he is a great trader. And he's found really good consistency in the market recently. And I do believe that what we have to offer today is going to be really relatable to a lot of the newer traders. See, there's a lot of teachers out there, but they've been doing this for decades and they just lost touch with how to teach and really relate to some of the newer traders. So stay tuned. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this.
What got me into trading? I've always been interested in the market. You know, actually bought my first stock back in 2013. SSYS, DDD. Actually, it was the two stocks that I purchased back then. You know, at about I got DDD at about $41 per share. That went up to about $96. I got SSYS at about 61. That went up to about 138. And at the time, you know, I was bag ordering these stocks. You know, I wasn't a day trader. I was just, you know, getting into the market. I knew nothing.
Right.
You know, turns out that I actually sold those stocks maybe early 2017. I sold those stocks at like $12 each. So I lost big.
Wow.
I took a hit on those. I bag old them stocks, and I took a hit.
And then you got into momentum day trading from there a few years back, right?
Right. You know, as far as motivation, man, I'm just curious. You know, curious to see where this takes me. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, in life, family to me, you know, is everything. Like my son. My son is like the greatest motivator there is. You know, because it's like nothing motivates me more than when my son tells, you know, people that my dad is a stock trader, and I want to be just like him.
Yeah.
Like that right there in itself is just like the greatest thing ever, man. You know, so it's not for me. It's not the cars, not the jewelry, none of this foolishness. You know, and also the challenge. You know, just you wake up that morning and market opens, you log on, and you know every morning there's a challenge. You know.
Yeah.
Every morning there is a challenge that presents itself right in front of you, and you have to beat it.
The first PowerPoint here, it said what motivated you to learn how to trade, and you went over the talent, the challenge, and family ultimately. So in those ups and downs of trading that you've been through, I mean, now you've found some really good consistency that I do want to go over because you're having great days, you know, making 3, 4, 5 plus 100 a day, doing really well. But back then, when you were not doing so well, what was it that kind of picked you back up on your feet? What was it, family?
Well, yeah, I would say so, and also just the notion that I'm a barber. I've been a barber for about 14 years.
Right.
You know, and finally, you know, I found something that I really want to do. And I just put my all into it. It's recently I've just found consistency through, I would say mafia trading. Mike actually gave me the formula. Right.
And you've gone through a lot of mentors. Is that right?
Yes. I started out with Tim Sykes.
Okay.
I started out with Sykes.
I think that's good. That's good to say because I think a lot of people do start there because he is like a motivational speaker, so people get kind of inspired through him. But then you ventured out and started learning from some other traders.
From other mentors. I started out with Sykes. I was actually a part of his Profit League for a while, and you know, I was doing okay, but I needed more. What I needed, I wasn't getting from him. I needed more. So I found Sean Deckmar.
Okay.
He put me on the track, on course to consistency.
Right.
So I studied with him for a while, you know, and I was doing pretty good with him, but I also needed more. I still needed more.
Yeah.
And I got with Mike. I have a funny story about Mike. Actually, everyone in my town, like, they know me as a barber or oil painter. That's what I do.
Yeah.
You know, so after blowing about 3 accounts. Mike, I tried to sell one of my paintings to Mike, one of my oil paintings, and in like desperation of trying to refund my account.
Yeah.
And this is a really funny story. Mike. I talked to him through DM on Twitter for at least 2 weeks, back and forth. Mike was actually trying to convince me to get into his program, and I was stuck on selling this painting so I could fund my account to start over.
Yeah.
So turns out that I actually went ahead and I purchased the mentorship program from Mike, and it's so funny because that's when I found consistency. See, Mike, he didn't give me a fish and say, "Here, go and feed yourself for the day." He actually taught me how to fish, and that right there was like the greatest thing.
Yeah, I think this is important to mention as well, because when I first started out, I was pretty vulnerable, and so I was kind of throwing money out to whatever mentors out there that would say, "Okay, join me, you're going to find consistency," and there's a lot.
Right.
How important is it to find a mentor, and then after they teach you how to fish, how important is it for you just to find your own independence? And do you think that having a mentor is necessary for new traders?
Of course.
For new traders.
Yes, it is. It's actually the best thing you could ever do for yourself as a trader. You have to have a mentor. You cannot just go into the market thinking that you're going to make it without a mentor. You can watch 1 million videos all you want. You can read 1,000 books. But until you have somebody in your ears, giving you that giving you that drive, that power, it's useless without a mentor.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I tried it.
I agree. It is just difficult to find who's honest out there, who's transparent.
Right. You can't charge someone $5,000 for lessons, yet that person may only have that $5,000 to his name or her name.
Right.
Now he don't have money to trade with.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to get at earlier too. Some of these traders who are millionaires, they've just lost touch with reality. So it's really difficult.
It becomes about the money with them.
Would you say at this point in your trading journey, being nearly 2 years into it, that you still need a mentor, or do you think you have found independence to consistently be profitable?
I believe from here on out, I'm good.
Yeah.
But you never stop learning.
Right.
You never stop learning. Every day there is something new. Every day there is something new that somebody could teach you.
And that is why I do believe, there are a lot of people out there who are incredibly smart, but it's not really the smartest people that thrive in the market day trading.
Right.
It's the ones who remain docile to learning and who remain persistent even when they have setbacks. It's the ones who say, "I'm never going to give up."
Right. Because even until today, I still study like I just started trading.
Yeah.
Every night. I have nights where I'm up till 2-3 in the morning, and get up at 6:30 to go to work.
That's
I still have those nights.
When did you open up a live account to start trading?
A live account. Actually, I have my account with Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, back in 2013. But like I said, I've been bag holding.
Right. So early 2017 is when you started day trading.
Is when I really fund the account with real money. And this is another funny story that I have for you. I never paper traded.
Never.
Actually, never. I never paper traded. Recently, I have, because I have a few screw ups. Where I blew my account, and I had to get that money back together to fund my account again. So in between that time, for me, I still have to trade, because that to me right there is my lessons, hands on. So then I would paper trade.
You said that you blew up several accounts at the start. Do you regret not paper trading, or are you thankful for the experience you had in losing that money? I know that sounds weird to say.
No, it's not. It's not weird, because in some sense, I don't regret it for the fact that it made me who I am today, as far as with aggressiveness.
Right.
So when I don't have that beating heart when I enter a trade anymore.
Right.
And I believe that came from just blowing money.
Paper trading, as far as I'm concerned, helps you with the technicals, but not with the emotions, which is at least the other half of it,
not with the
maybe more.
emotions. That's why, But I recommend paper trading? 100%. 100%. I recommend paper trading because lose paper. Don't lose real money. But like I said, the one thing that that does for me was, it takes away that emotion, that feeling of, when you lose money, you want to go sit and cry. I had a $2,500 account, and this was my first big loss. I had a $25 account, $100 account.
Yeah.
And I lost $1,900 on one trade.
When you sold that trade and lost $1,900, what was going through your mind?
Oh man, I wanted to cry. I took that trade, and what happened was it went against me. And instead of cutting loss, that's the number one rule in the market: cut loss. I didn't. I did what any novice trader would have done. I held and I hoped for it to come back. Hope is not a tragedy.
But the hurt that you experienced, it really ingrained that trade into you, and so now you know to cut your loss. I mean, sometimes
cut my loss.
You gotta lose some money.
Yeah, you learn from your mistakes. You learn from your like they said. When you take a loss, that's the best way of learning.
Right.
Because what not to do.
Yeah, I mean, emotions our emotional responses are our best teachers, really, because anything in life that has any emotional heightened response to, whereas having a kid, getting married, that sort of thing, we remember it very detailed. And so when we lose a lot of money, that's a heightened emotion as well. We're going to remember that.
Right.
We're going to remember cut losses next time.
I try to keep my loss, my minimum, at about $200 right now.
What's your profit potential on a max loss of 200?
At 200, I'm going from like 8 to 1,000.
So 4 to 1 or 5 to 1. That's really good. That's exactly where you want to be. Here was my next point. I think we did touch on this. How long did it take to reach consistency? And you recently, in the last few months, have been doing, really, really well. So at least a year and a half, right?
Yeah, I would say about a year.
I'm a slow learner. It took me a very long time, and but the thing is, even if you guys are slow learners, it's not about being smart. It's not about being the brightest person in the world. It's just about how persistent are you at doing this. What size account do you suggest that new traders start with?
Nothing below 2,000.
Right.
I would say 2,000 and up. You can start with 1,500, but I would recommend 2,000.
Yeah, I started with 1,500 at TD. It was not easy.
TD Ameritrade. Man,
yeah, I grew that to like 4,000 before I transferred it, but it wasn't easy. I'll tell you that. For new traders, do you suggest starting an account at a broker with PDT, or do you suggest they move to an offshore broker?
I would suggest offshore.
Really?
Because the PDT can be good and it can be bad for you. For one, PDT, new traders, you don't want to overtrade. As a new trader, even as a seasoned trader, you don't want to overtrade.
Yeah.
So the PDT is good in some sense, to keep you from overtrading. Yeah. Whereas, go ahead.
Well, this might be one that I might be on the fence with you about this one too. Because I do think PDT actually helped me. Did I like it? Absolutely not. I hated it. I was so ready to get on with my life.
And this is why me and you both switched at the same time to CMAC.
Right. Yeah, we were both just so liberated. Like, get me out of here.
Right.
Hated it so much. I stuck with it for over a year. And I do believe it helped me with timing and accuracy. Because I knew every day I woke up, I have one trade. Well, 3 trades a week. I got to make it good. And so I really focused on finding the best plays and patterns. I think in that sense, it really helped.
It's good for that. It's good for that. But at the same time, when you're a trader who's like, you don't have consistency, and you're trading, once, twice, 3 times per week, it's like it's just not cool to have PDT on your side. Yeah. It's just not cool to have it at all.
Not at all. If you're a seasoned trader, absolutely get rid of it. But when you're starting out, it might be a good idea, until you realize I found consistency. Paper trade.
Right. You can paper, and that's why again I said I recommend paper trading, up to at least a year, because with paper trading you don't have the PDT, so you can trade as much as you want and get practice.
All right, let's get on to this point. This is slide 10 of 14. What are your top 2 favorite setups when you trade?
Top 2, I have a few.
Yeah, let's go over top 2.
I mainly look for the red to green move. That's one of my go-tos. Red to green move. Typically, I have 2 entry point with a red to green move. I'm actually looking for break or open with a red to green, or I'm looking for the first candle to make a new high off the bounce.
Yeah.
That's one of my entry point. The very first candle to make a new high. That would be my entry on a red to green, and also the break or open.
Yeah, I agree.
So those 2
absolutely.
Points.
Let me ask you something on this. When the stock is, and I know this is different on every stock, but on a red to green move, after you've gotten in on that either first candle to make a new high or the break of open, where is your stop on that? Where would your stop be? Would it be if it cracks right below that level?
If it cracks right below that level, yes, I'm out.
And are you looking to scale out on the move up, or just selling at resistance that you found?
Well, I'm actually if I enter, at the bottom, like I said, the first candle, if I make that entry, I'm actually looking for it to break through open and move.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell right at resistance. I want to see if it could break through open, because that would be my second entry. That would be my second point of entry.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for it to break that second point and run. But if it's not going to happen, I'm already in, so I'm already profitable. So then I can exit the trade.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
And I think this is helpful for a lot of traders too, because Puran Trades here, he has mentally, he knows exactly where he's getting out at if the stock goes against him. Whereas for a lot of new traders, you might enter a trade knowing, okay, a red to green move, let me get in, but you don't exactly know where I'm getting out. And
where you're going to get out, right?
Yeah.
You don't know where to set your stop loss or anything. Well, I don't really use stop loss. I use a mental stop.
Yeah.
So, and you have to be disciplined as a new trader. You have to be disciplined to use a mental stop, because you will get crushed using a mental stop. I promise you, you will get crushed.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
If you're not disciplined enough to...
For sure. I say predefine your risk before you enter a trade. That is the most important 3 words that you'll hear, in my opinion. Predefine your risk. So know exactly where your exit is before you ever enter the trade. If you have a mental
that's
stop,
why it's important to have a plan.
Right. Always have a plan. Okay, so the red to green move, what's your second one?
I mainly go for the bull flag sometimes, but the bull flag for me is sometimes it's iffy, especially summer trading. Summertime trading with the bull flag for me is like this is very iffy. So sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Another one of my go-to is the me and you had a conversation about this before, the circuit breaker halts. Because that I would honestly say on that pattern, well, I don't consider that to be a pattern. It's just something that's been working for me. I haven't lost a trade on that yet, because on my platform, it's like so obvious that you could just see the halt coming. It's right in front of your face. You can see it coming, and all you have to do is just, because I use hotkeys. Boom, I'm in, and I sell a hard resume. I sell the gap up. I sell right into strength.
So you're buying right before the circuit breaker halt.
I'm buying right before.
So you're just buying in with momentum, anticipating the circuit breaker halt. How are you seeing the circuit breaker halt before it happens?
The speed, the tape.
Mm-hmm.
The tape. the tape will just go crazy, and it'll turn red, and you can see a million order going through on the timing sale.
So you
on
jump in with the million.
On the level 2, you can see just like a million orders just going through on the level 2, and then you look at the tape, and the tape will just turn red, and you just know it's gonna happen right there and then. And right there, boom! I hit my hotkeys and I'm in.
Right.
I'm right in. And when the heart resume, however long the heart is, that gap up, sometime it'll be 50 cents, sometimes it'll be 70. Who knows what the gap will be? But that gap up, as soon as the heart resumes, sometimes I don't even wait to see if it's going to push. I'm out.
Yeah.
Simple. Sometimes I don't even wait to see if it's going to push because I don't want to risk losing my profit.
All right. You're looking at the times and sales and the level 2?
I'm looking at the level 2 and the time and sales at the same time.
Yeah.
That's key. That's key to trading. You see, you have traders who look at the chart, and they look at the chart and they look at the profits.
Right.
That's not the way to trade. There are traders who they'll turn the profit off, the P&L. They'll turn it right off because they don't want to see it. And I'm like, right now, mine is not off, but I'm getting to that point. Mm-hmm. We don't need the chart to trade. All you need is a level 2 time and sales.
Exactly, because the chart is just reflecting what those are saying.
Right, and to be honest, in my opinion, the hardest thing for me to do was to read the level 2 time and sales. But that's when you have to put in work, because I believe that is the most important thing in day trading. You have to learn level 2 time and sales.
Right, watch it every day.
Watch it every day, even if you're not trading. Just sit there and stare at it.
Yeah.
Learn it.
It's the best way for you guys to learn. You'll learn so much just watching it. Find the hottest tickers, and then find the price. You just figure out the price action on them. Watch the level 2 and time and sales. Okay, guys, we're back. Had to go on a quick commercial break. The next slide here is, what emotion have you struggled with the most, and how have you countered that emotion?
FOMO.
And explain to the traders what FOMO is.
FOMO. Fear of missing out.
Yeah.
FOMO. It's the worst.
It's absolutely
because you see a stock running and you're just so eager to just jump in the stock. And oh man. Seriously, like you cannot just let the stock run without just jumping in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know why you're jumping in the stock, but you just jump in. And you get dumped on.
I think why a lot of people experience FOMO is because they, obviously, like it says, they have a fear of missing out. Because if they don't hop into it, they're going to say, oh my God, I just missed, a huge potential move.
Right.
Right.
So they just have to just jump in, but they don't know why they're jumping in.
Yeah, and you have to get that out of your head, because every single day, guys, you're going to miss potential profit. There's going to be stocks running without you. It's a very amateur thing to say. So, it's something that's going to happen every single day your trading career. You're going to miss profits.
What they call them, gap and goes. Mm-hmm. They're very easy to trade too.
The breakout pre-market high.
If you could catch that first pullback on a stock there with good momentum.
Yeah.
And the stock is going crazy, good momentum, good volume, and it's moving. Mm. That first pullback is the key area.
Yeah.
That first pullback. If you could catch that first pullback,
yeah,
you could get that rubber band.
Completely agree. Completely agree with that. And also note this, because there's many variables to it. So if you have a gap and go, and let's say you break pre-market high, and then it starts pulling back, find an area of support also, like if that's a $0.50 or a whole dollar, or if it's pre-market high that it's already broke through. So on that pullback, try to find an area of support where you think other traders are going to be buying as well for the next leg up. I completely agree with that.
Right, and with the red to green moves also, if the SSR is on, that all that is doing for the stock, is just fueling the fire. It's fueling the stock to move, to push. Yeah, it's just giving this stock fire.
I agree. And for the traders that don't know, SSR, short sale restriction, that just means shorts have to place their short sells on a limit order versus hitting the bid. And so they'll have limit orders around.
They
around the
have
red to
to
green
get
move
in on an
opening.
uptick.
Yeah, they have to get in on the uptick. All right, next slide. Okay, many traders struggle with FOMO, and how did they overcome that? I know we just touched on it. You said you got to have discipline. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I believe just discipline. You just have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
You just have to have discipline just to say, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch. I'm going to be patient. Patience is key. You have to just sit back and watch and wait for your move.
Yeah.
Just wait for your opportunity. You can't just jump in everything, thinking that, okay, the stock is running, but I'm going to miss it.
There's going to be more opportunities every day. And then if you miss the initial spike, don't be just trying to get in as quick as possible. Like Puran Trades was saying, look for a pullback. Look for your next entry. Don't just hop in because it's moving up.
Right, and there are many different ways of trading the big spike. Well, not the spike, but if the stock is running and you wait for a consolidation, have your resistance, maybe your higher day resistance, and you would just wait for like the third touch of that. A lot of us know this pattern actually. This is one of Sean Deckmar go-to patterns. Actually, I learned this one from him. Just basically waiting for the third touch of the higher day resistance.
Yeah.
But with a stock with good momentum and is up on the day with good news, most likely is looking for that second breakout.
Right.
So if you miss the first spike, you could always catch the second one. All you have to do is wait for it to consolidate and wait for it that breakout to happen. You may have to sit there a little bit and wait, maybe 30 minutes, half hour, to an hour. But, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at a quote because I had something just what you're talking about. It said, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient.
Right, I heard that one.
Yeah, that was what Warren Buffett said. So that goes along with what you're saying. Wait for the next one. Be patient. Wait for the consolidation. You guys will get it. Let's go on to the next slide. Should you have a daily goal?
No. That is one of the worst things you could do in the stock market. Next to just jumping off a bridge. No, you take what the market gives to you.
Right. Completely.
Take what the market. You don't go into the market thinking I'm going to make $1,000 today, or I'm going to make $2,500 today, because you will fail. You take what the market gives. That's just bottom line.
Yeah,
don't go because you know what could happen. Then you will jump into one trade, and that one trade, you didn't hit your goal, and then the other trade you get screwed on, trying to meet that point. So for me, my thing, that's just my thing.
Yeah.
Take what the market gives.
I completely agree with that. Absolutely. Because some people, they'll have, I got to make this today or that today. I think, just like what you were saying, make yourself available to what the market is presenting each day.
Right.
Don't force it. Don't force it. If there's no trade at all, don't trade at all. Just be available, and if the market presents a great opportunity on a red to green move, a bull flag, whatever that it may be, then jump on it.
Right. You have to trade. You trade the market that you're in.
Yeah. Exactly.
Don't trade the market that you want to be in. And I have to give a shout out to Ross Cameron for that. I got that from Ross Cameron.
Okay, this is the final slide I have here. I think we've covered a lot of great information for new traders, but I know also a lot of new traders are struggling with this as well, because they may be losing money and they don't have a lot of support. And so my question is, how do you stay motivated when friends and family are trying to discourage you from trading?
My first 3 to 4 months into studying, I just started deleting everybody that's in my circle that wasn't what I was about. Everybody who is not talking about what I want to talk about is being cut. So if it's friends, or if you're not talking what I'm talking about, because they said, and I don't want to put anybody down. I don't want to talk bad about anybody, because everybody's trying to get somewhere in life, But if you find yourself hanging out with two degenerates, you're the third one.
Agree.
So I basically I cut off a lot of people. I don't give anybody any chance to try to discourage me. and I surround myself with like-minded people. So I actually had a post on Twitter a while back. I was saying, all my friends are from people that I met on Twitter and are doing the same thing that I'm doing, and those are the people I surround myself with.
Yeah.
I deal with traders in and out, day in, day out. I don't interact with anybody else but traders. That's just one of the things that you have to do. Surround yourself with like-minded people.
I completely agree. I mean, I think you nailed that. Perfect. Completely, man.
It's true.
It's true. I mean, I didn't understand at the time, but my mom, she was always concerned about who I was hanging out with. You want to know why? Because who you're hanging out with is, who
right.
you think a lot alike. I mean, you think a lot alike that person. You kind of conform to the way of the people you hang out with, and that's why, like you said, you need to hang out with people who are like-minded. If you're hanging out with two degenerates, you're the third one, like you said. So hang out with people who are going to push you, motivate you, and encourage you. The sad thing is, guys, that a lot of times family and friends can be the one who discourage you the most because they're the ones you really trust to have your back, and they're the ones that want to see you do something else with your life besides trading. And so you have a listening ear to them when you shouldn't. It's weird. It's weird that you should be listening more to people on Twitter or on YouTube like us.
Right. And your family is always the first to tell you because they don't really know.
Yeah.
They don't really know how you think. A lot of people don't know how I think as a trader. See, with the past, I would say, the past year and a half, my life has changed so much. The way I think about everything, the way I treat people, everything just changed. And it's all because of this new mindset that I have. And a lot of people, if you're not a trader, you don't understand what I'm thinking. You don't understand what is going through my head. So your family or your friends around you that don't know, what's really going on, they will be the first one to put you down and tell you, oh, don't do this, don't stop, because the market, as soon as they hear the stock market, automatically you're gonna lose money. And that's how they think as people who don't understand the market.
Right.
So that right there in itself is discouraging.
Right. They'll say it's too risky. Go find another job.
And even if you're on Twitter and you're a stock trader and you're on Twitter, how my Twitter is. If you're not talking about stock, I'm not following you. Everybody who is on my Twitter is people. They're all traders. And if you look at my followers on Twitter, it's not really a lot.
You're engaging on social media and in real life with the people that are going to help push you to become a better trader. That are going to
push me. So my followers may be like what it is now, but they're all targeted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a targeted few.
I mean,
traders.
If you guys want to be a trader, it is a transformation of life. It really is. I mean, it's from your social media to who you hang out with. If you want to be a trader, you gotta put a lot of effort into it. I mean, not to say that to discourage you, because me and Puran Trades have a ball. I mean, we love what we do. But I think you guys will get it. You just have to be pushed by the right people. Don't allow friends and family to discourage you. Cut off those friends who are not, encouraging you towards this.
Oh yeah, I blew my account. The very last time I blew my account. My first week or two using Dodge Trader, man, it was just like, I don't know what's going on. I've been taking hits after hits, and I'm like, I'm following my patterns. I'm trading, but I'm losing. So Mike told me to take a week off, take a break, take a step back. And that week, I told you that I was going to take a week off from the market.
No, I didn't believe
that. That had to be the hardest thing I ever did in my life.
Yeah, I believe you, man.
I could not go a day, man. Even though I said I was going to take, which I did took a week off, but I was looking on Twitter like, what was the top gainer today? What ran today? What's going on? Like, I still want to know. But I'm not logging on. I'm not trading. I'm not touching anything. And I remember Mike told me, don't even go on Twitter. Just clear your head. And it's so funny because after that week went by, that following Monday, I went into the market and it was a winning streak. You know, it was just like just hits. I wasn't missing anything. It was just like a winning streak. So sometimes you have to take a step back.
Kind of to summarize what we've been talking about, I know you've mentioned this before, but you guys gotta sometimes, and this is from Denzel Washington. Sometimes you gotta do what you don't want to do. Sometimes to do what you want to do, and if that's taking a week off or whatever it is, disconnecting from certain friends, whatever it may be, do what you gotta do so that you can do what you want to do.
Right, and then that is a very good quote. But when you're a disciplined trader, you're a profitable trader, and don't worry about well, I need to buy a car, or I need to be flashy, or this, don't worry about profits, because the profits will come with each step that you take forward. The profit will come. With each obstacle that you conquered, that's profit coming into you. Just take your time. If you're a new trader out there, just take your time and learn to be disciplined. You'll be okay.
Yeah, I agree. Consider every step of your trading journey a profit. Even if it's a loss, it's part of your trading journey. It's part of the profit that you're going to see in the future.
Right.
All right, Puran Trades, thank you so much for joining me here tonight. It was so much fun. I think what we went over is really going to benefit some of the newer traders. I had a great time. I hope you did as well. I look forward to maybe doing it again as well.
Had a great time, bro. Had a great time.
Yeah, if anybody out there, has any questions or wants to see another one for anything you would like us to discuss or go over, just let us know in the comment section below, and we'll definitely get to it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.